In this video, I'm going to share with you 3 important tips that you need to be aware of if you want to do roundabouts properly and effectively for your driving test. These tips will help you no matter what stage you're at, whether you're a beginner or a pre-test or anywhere in between. And if you would like to support me as I strive to make more and more driving lesson videos freely available, then you can do so by PayPal or Revolut, links in the description. So let's get started. So the first tip here is about observation and pulling away when you're at the line. What I've noticed some learners do is just as they're pulling away here or crossing the line, sometimes they have this habit of checking the left side mirror, and when I ask them why, they say, oh, I was just watching out for a cyclist. Well, there's a time and a place for everything. Yes, you have to be aware of cyclists, but when you're at and just before the white line here, the most important thing you need to be aware of is what's on the right, like traffic coming from the right or traffic already on the roundabout coming around here. You're going to have checked your mirrors on the approach to the roundabout. So the middle and the left mirror, then you would have indicated, then you would have double checked the mirrors again, hopefully. So that's 4 mirror checks you would have checked on the way up to the roundabout. So therefore, the chances of a cyclist suddenly appearing and undertaking you on the left, once you've already done 4 mirror checks, it's probably pretty slim. So, we have to be realistic and practical. There's no need to be checking the left side mirror here as you're going along. You have to be focusing more on the right. Now, if you're stopped for a while in queues and a lot of time has elapsed, well then yes, there's a case then for checking the mirrors just before you pull off in the queue. That's understandable, but that's a sort of a different area. When you're at and just on the line, you have to be focused more on the right. Remember, cyclists have a duty to be responsible on the road as well, even though sometimes they behave as if their one remaining brain cell has died of loneliness. So I'm saying, yes, be aware of the cyclists, but just don't be overly aware of them. The next tip is also on observation at roundabouts. And it's an area that I find learners are in danger of losing marks on, and they might not remember this kind of mistake. It's when you approach the roundabout and it's all quiet and then you fail to get the looks in. So let's say you're coming down to the roundabout here like this red car is, and she's taking the third exit to the right. Now, as you can see from the illustration, there's no traffic on the right and there's nobody on the roundabout near this person. So what I found from time to time with learners, especially if they've come back to me after a gap in lessons, they might do the looks here, and then let's say there's 2 car lengths between here and the line. What they do then is they just look straight ahead and they don't give the proper looks to the right. And then when they lose marks on observation, they wonder, I was looking, there was nobody on the roundabout. Why is he failing me or marking me on observation? Whether it's quiet or whether it's busy, you still have to get the looks in on the approach to the roundabout, even if there's nothing there and even if it's busy. So it's fairly quiet here by the looks of it, so you'd still get the looks and you'd be previewing here and you'd be getting more quicker looks here, and then just after the line there you'd be getting one last look, even if it's really, really quiet or really, really busy. So that is an important part of observation that you need to understand and you need to be aware of. The next tip then is to do with signals on the roundabouts. Now, if you have a report sheet and you see that you've lost marks on signals at roundabouts, that means the tester is saying that you did not indicate properly on the approach, on the roundabout, or as you exit the roundabout from whatever side. There was some problem with signals. When you're approaching the roundabout here, you'll notice very often that there'll be a little bit of a curve to the left here to encourage you to go around the roundabout, and you have to show good lane discipline on the approach here. But sometimes if you're stopped in traffic and you just ever so slightly straighten the wheel, your indicator, if it's indicating left for example, may accidentally switch off. So you have to be incredibly aware of that. And if you're going straight as well and you indicate a little bit too early, for example when the wheel is not slightly pointed to the right, the wheel will then straighten quickly as you follow the curve and it could slip off early. The indicator could slip off. So it's very, very important that you don't let the indicator go off too early when you're exiting the roundabout. When you're going straight, you don't indicate on the approach, but you do indicate when you're halfway through, when you're in this area here. And the same here if you're taking the third exit to the right. Again, it is a big curve. You're going to have a curve here, and then you're going to be turning a little bit to the right here, and then turning more to the right. So it is possible that the wheel as it straightens at various points, if it straightens, it could accidentally turn off your indicator, and you might not be aware of it because you're so focused on your position and on your exit. So what I'm saying to you is be aware of the signals. Do not let the steering wheel switch off your indicators too early. You have to hear those tick-tock sounds of the indicators whenever you're leaving the roundabout, whether it's left, whether you're going straight, or whether you're taking the third exit to the right. If you don't hear the tick-tock sounds of the indicators, then there's a problem with your signals. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and make sure you check out the supplementary videos in the description that's going to reinforce all of the information that I've shared with you in this video. Thanks very much for watching. Slán go fóill.